talking about, you know, they've got to take away this, they've got to take away that from Quiba. But honestly, I think we're going to be in the stage where you got to ban almost every jungle champion to take something away from Quiba.
Yeah, speaking of bans, I'm glad to see the Galio out the window here. You know, one of those strong anti-engage tools. Jax is being taken away here.
There we go. Okay, here we go.
Coach Dagon is on Team Secret's side right now. It is going to be the Camille ban, so Azar will not get his hands on that. Again, a Fiora ban. So what's really interesting to me, though, is that Trebor, I'm glad to see the Lee Sin ban, because Trebor, apart from the Lee Sin, played a very similar style and very similar set of champions to what we saw Glaber go for. The Graves, exactly, the Graves is open.
Senna open. Oh, it's Ziggs. So okay, this is an interesting one. I think Ziggs, I would have to double check based off yesterday's stats, but I'm pretty sure he's still 100% pick and pan. But only had like a 45% win rate or something like that. It wasn't that great. But the Riven open. The Riven is huge in the East.
It is, and it's also obviously going.
Things are coming fast.
Yeah, they are. Now Tatsuri can play Riven mid. I think that's one of the things that I know. We'll get there. We'll get there, D-Man. I heard you. I heard your little gasp. Tatsuri can play Riven mid, but it is also something that does get frequently played in the jungle. We know that Aza will be taking Renekton, which is a very high priority pick to Baron lane. We've seen the Garen. That is not always likely to go over to YK. We've seen Emo play tank Garen support for DKG. And they're one of the only teams that will actually actively do that. With the fact that we've got Nunu being locked in here as well, I feel like this is going to be Tatsuri's Riven mid.
Oh, I'm very interested to see how this one's going to go. We're in a different game now. We are. Okay, so Orianna, I mean, it could be Orianna support. We have had Orianna supports as well, but we've got to assume that would go to Tatsuri.
Maybe
for now.
Maybe it's Nunu support.
Ooh, yes. That is something that's worked out well in the past, but okay, this is where we're going to see. Is this really going to be a Garen top lane, or is it going to be a Garen? It's not a Garen support. Okay, Leona comes in. Okay. So this means it's probably a Ziggs Leona bot lane.
What I really like, I agree. What I really like about the Garen being now put towards top is actually there aren't any bad matchups on the other side of the field. Like, he's good into Riven and he's good into Renekton, like decent into Renekton anyway. So he actually wins or goes even in both of these matchups, and you're going to limit the power that you get on the top side of the map here for Team Secret. Kha'Zix comes through, so that's going to be Yo playing the Z mid. We're going to have the Garen top and obviously Kha'Zix for Hueba in the jungle. Team Secret's draft is spicy, though. That is a really, really, really kind of unique draft that we're seeing from them right now. We'll see whether the Orianna could even be in the AD carry position, by the way. We have seen AD carry Orianna a little bit versus Ziggs sometimes. When I say AD carry, I just mean Dragon Lane carry. Yes,
yeah, wow.
Okay, so it will be Dragon Lane carry Orianna versus the Ziggs. That is something that actually even popped up way back in Europe. I don't know if you remember, D-Man. Game Lord sometimes played this.
Yeah. Okay. So I am confused. It's going to be like such a confusing matchup with both bands. They're both pulling out something interesting. We're out in the semi-finals. Now is the time to sort of throw caution to the wind, as it were, especially in game one of a best of 5.
It's really interesting. You look at Team Secret, they have a Loctite team fight comp with a bit of split push pressure because you have the Renekton and the Riven that can do that, but they aren't obviously as strong at split pushing as some of the more sort of dedicated split push carries. But I would say that their team fight is Loctite. That 5v5 is disgusting. You've got Renekton, Nunu, and Alistar on the front line to help protect and create space for Riven and the Orianna. But obviously, to me, the crutches are whether Orianna and Riven do well in this comp. Because obviously, if you get towards late game or you get towards mid game, your Orianna's behind and your Riven's behind, you're severe gameplay coming on. But we're on to our first game here, D-Man. Semi-finals of the Horizon Cup. I am hyped.
Can you feel it? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Do we get any level 1 shenanigans? I very much doubt it. If it were, it would go heavily in favor of DKG to start with. It is all about the tankiness. We are expecting to keep our eyes peeled. Some very interesting Dragon lanes. You know, a Ziggs Leona versus Orianna Alistar. A little explosive start there with the Riven Z to begin with as well. So, going to be a very interesting start here. No doubt about it.
No major level 1s you can get from an Alistar, obviously, but the Orianna picked up for this particular reason, just able to put a bit of pressure on Ziggs early on. Ziggs usually likes to get lane prio and just push waves from the very get-go, but Orianna kind of stops that in its tracks. And this is something that we saw Europe kind of pioneer as an answer. It was Game Lord specifically that tried to pioneer this as an answer in the bot lane. They were a team that were very, very keen to run these types of AP carries as an answer to Ziggs overall. And I'm loving this right now from Team Secret. Super aggressive bot lane.
Both of them, aggressive top, aggressive mid, everybody sort of chest thumping, as it were, trying to get their prowess set. Who is the stronger? No doubt these guys would have scrimmed each other. They've all been in and around Singapore for, well, what would be probably close to a month by now. They've certainly been practicing hard, and the Southeast Asia and China region certainly not too far apart from one another, would be able to practice as well. But here we go. We've been talking about this. Obviously, we're mentioning about the shifting. You got to keep your eyes on the jungle paths of Trevor, and Hueba. Very interested to see how this one's going to work out, though. We're going to keep seeing whether they do support each other, whether they go with any of that vertical split. That's a great pulverize, but it may well cost James here. Almost got locked up in the chain.
And we have a potential 2v2 with a rotation upcoming from Emo. Trevor is here. This is not what you want to get locked into as Team Secret very early on. I don't think you want these early fights.
Emo doing a very good job at completely zoning them out there. That's going to be James surely focused on. The Zenith Blade goes in. Oh, it's a messy one, that's for sure. But it could go heavily in DKG's way. They do get themselves a 2-for-1, sorry, because they lost Emo.
I really didn't think that you want to take that fight as Team Secret. Your Orianna, she's very good, like early lane aggression, but she does struggle in terms of that damage towards level 4 and 5. You need those items to back you up. Tatsuri was the only brawler that I think was going to be strong in the smaller skirmishes. Let's have a look at the Axe replay here. You can see again, Guiba jumps in, bakes himself out, and obviously Tatsuri doesn't commit because Emo's there. I think Tatsuri maybe could have committed, and that might have, given a bit more of an edge. But this engage from James, you have to respect how tanky the Leona can get with her Sunlight, and with her second ability, just gives her so many early resistances, especially because you've got it at level 2 when you are level 4. And I just think the brawling power of DKG at this stage of the game in the smaller skirmishes was much stronger. You have to respect that.
I feel that they thought, okay, we've got it in a 4v3. Just we're expecting Win to stay with the lane. I'm not too sure, but obviously up he came, got himself the quick kill, and helps himself out with the assist as well. So obviously gold still pretty much balanced between the two, because obviously there were other lanes still farming away. So nothing too critical or damning for either team yet, despite the 2-1 engagement. But here we go. This is where we ordinarily start to see our first team setup fight. 20 seconds to go. Rift Herald and of course the Dragon coming up. But at the moment, this Dragon lane is staying very proactive.
And yeah, usually we'd have seen a rotation by now as well. Like we usually have seen like the Ziggs go towards the mid lane, and that would allow them to gain automatic mid lane priority, which allows you to then just move towards the objective that your team is posturing around. Haven't yet seen that, but it is now. Looks like it's happening. Looks like we're going to see Wind and Emo head towards that mid lane. So a little bit late to the punch on that rotation. And you've now seen Yo maneuver his way down the map. Look at this as well. This is a classic example of what Iraqi was talking about. Hueba's like, I'm never getting to those Krugs before they respawn, right? Yo, take them right now. And by the time that I ever get to a point where I'm coming towards the Krugs, they might have respawned for me. They're making sure they're not losing any gold on the map. They are being so efficient by the way they distribute their gold between their carries. And that's something that I think DKG do better than any other team in the game right now.
Decent fall guys, but it is only on Leona. Already had the shield up, so Emo not taking too much damage. It does mean we have the explosive mid laners now down on the Dragon lane, and that has come very much in the favor of Tatsuri. Yo's going to have to send back. They are going to try and finish off this Rift Herald quickly, but Trevor's coming in. Is going to be able to smite it. No, doesn't get there in time. Quaver manages to get the smite off. Chewy now the focus. James doing a fantastic job of trying to get them out, but they are outnumbered in the pit. DKG choose to disengage. They got themselves a Herald. They got themselves the kill on Trevor.
Yeah, just a little bit of an sort of out position there for Team Secret again. They need to be set up really well. Oh, Chewy!
He is gone.
Oh, Yo, just picked something back up there. I love that he had that ultimate still available. Didn't bother expending it versus Tatsuri. Knows that he can go into a 1v1 versus Tatsuri and be out of position This was just a little bit awkward from Team Secret. They were completely split here. You can see the Trevor completely isolated by himself in that Rift Herald pit. Takes a load of damage from Quaver before he even gets into the middle of the team fight. Really, you want Azar to be setting up when he's got that dominance flowing on the Renekton, but unfortunately, it was just very disjointed from Team Secret. They need to play a very grouped up front-to-back style if they want to deal with DKG in these smaller skirmishes. Remember, talked about how strong Team Secret's team fight is, but they do need the correct setup to make it work. And right now, DKG are punishing even the smallest micro out of positions that we're seeing from Team Secret.
Yeah, just a little too late to the party. Weren't about to get involved in this one. And Quaver's doing a very good job at zoning out Tatsuri there, in and away from that bottom turret. So Dragon turret looks like it's going to go that way, but they are trying to group up and answer this Team Secret in and around the mid, but I feel they're just sort of chasing the game at the moment, trying to be reactive to what DKG do, not playing their own game, which may well cost them here.
The only problem that I think I see with Team Secret's comp, you know, over anything else, is the fact that Chewy really is the linchpin of the comp, right? For the real late game threat to come through, you're basically playing how hard can we protect Chewy, and if Chewy gets strong enough, we have all this front line so that Oriana can consistently pump out damage throughout these team fights, and if we're able to just collapse around her, there's no real way that DKG are going to be able to kill her easily, especially once she has that stasis to kind of prevent Yo's damage coming through. So that's the only problem that I have for Team Secret, and obviously because Tatsuri hasn't exactly snowballed here, you know, I think that, you know, their side lane pressure and their ability for Tatsuri to flex in this Riven is a little limited right now. So Team Secret's falling 4,000 gold behind. Chewy is not accelerating. He's actually about 1,300 down. And
Tatsuri's in trouble. I was talking about the taste of fear. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We know Weber can be a scary carry, and he gets things going. I tell you what, diving on a Zed on a turret, that is a dangerous, dangerous thing to do. He's so mobile, so maneuverable, and they couldn't do anything about it.
You could see they were desperate to make a cross-map play. Honestly, Weber, he's just too good, man. Every opportunity that Weber finds, just to find that slight opening in the armor, the slight weakness to exploit, and he is there, ready to do it. Team Secret, out of sorts on map. Their vision is just a little bit lackluster right now, and Weber is walking through the enemy jungle and exploiting it.
Three-man knock-up could be enough. Weber has to jump away. Emo jumps away. YK is going to get caught up in the process, but he is a Garrett, a big tanky machine. And while they did get what was one of the perfect executions, they get nothing for it.
They had both Gargoyle enchants on Emo and YK, and they were too hard to burst out. And I think right now, DKG, again, we've talked about it, they're so good at accelerating gold in the early game that even if their comp might not look like it can team fight, at this stage in the game, you have what we call gold advantage team fights. And that's just where you can have the worst team fight comp in the world. And yes, your Kha'Zix shouldn't be able to function versus a Renekton, a Nunu, a Riven. But because he's so bloody fed, it doesn't matter. He can do what he wants. And Weber goes where he pleases pretty much all the time.
He's doing so much damage already. He's looking scary. He's just going to chase down that cow. He wants a bit of beef, that's for sure, but he's not going to find it. Will get himself a second one. And Nunu will take a big chomp on Willem, and away he goes to the mid.
What I really find interesting about the priority and levels on evolutions for the Kha'Zix and Weber as well is that he's gone for the Void Spikes evolution really early on. That is an evolution that you would choose if you are looking to be more teamfight orientated. You're looking to be a bit more effective in these teamfight situations. And Weber said, well, okay, we're doing so well. I actually think that we can take them on in the 5v5 right now. And he's gone for that evolution specifically so that he is just more effective with his gold in these teamfight scenarios.
It's working out so far. We were wondering which and where they were going to find their targets, but at the moment, Team Secret are just found wanting. The second Rift Herald was picked up with ease. DKG not even contested. The second Dragon's going to come up. This may well be an engagement they want to go for, but I don't think they're in a position to. All 5 members are in and around here, but look at DKG. They go where they please. They're just running through. It's actually James. They know that James is the main engager, and yeah, he's going to have to pop everything to keep himself alive, and they just bully him back.
To get the Eclipse up on Emo, he should be able to escape here with the Gargoyles too, taken down low, but he will be fine there, D-Man, but Trevor wants him.
Oh my god, they're turning back around, and in comes Yo. Yo getting the damage down, and it's going to be YK that will pick himself up the kill onto Trevor, and now they turn and run. Yo wants more. Weber, just say, guys, the dragon's up. Just back away. I gotta go get the dragon.
10k gold lead at 10 minutes. You're looking at the finest team in Southeast Asia being mauled by DKG. This is not close. I don't want to put up any false pretenses here. This is a rollicking by DKG.
I don't want to, like, you know, be too harsh, but, you know, didn't the game only release a couple of months ago in China? I mean, I'm just saying.
They've got plenty of experience from past mobile titles, trust me. They are very experienced mobile MOBA players in the Chinese scene, and I think DKG have had a lot of transferable skills, let's say that. It has been exciting to watch this region very quickly get away from Wave, but maybe overextend it.
You can't lock him down, he'll just turn it back on you, and in comes the rest of the team. Zenith's playing locking down Trevor there. Hammers in all sorts of trouble, and those void spikes, I tell you what, they took half the health off Chewie straight away, and this is just going to be a full tower dive. Have they gone a little too far here? They are tanking without the minions. They do throw down the Rift Herald to keep themselves alive, but they are going 2 towers in, and Yo will still get himself the kill and the tower.
I love how Yo is absolutely styling on Zed, but that is such a Tatsuri pick as well. Like, they drafted it so early on, as, you know, they denied it really from Tatsuri, and Yo is absolutely styling on it. Like, he's showing he's just as good as Zed as Tatsuri is. 202, but he's got a huge amount of gold, hasn't died, and had some big impacts, but really the name of the game, once more, is Hueba. You cannot talk about DKG without talking about Hueba, and again, you think he's caught out here, he's so aggressively pushing for this drop to deny as many resources as possible, and like you said, pops the camouflage, jumps back in, takes down the Nunu, who's been absolutely slaughtered in the jungle. Trevor has not had an impact whatsoever. And as you mentioned, at this point, it's just massive gold advantage for DKG. They are so far ahead in ice fights. They can do what they like in these team fights.
Absolutely. It's just chasing now. They're having fun. And, I mean, while they're having fun, they're also making a bit of a statement here. Oh, YK getting caught under the tower, as is Emo, but they can see Yo goes in. He might be able to clean up. Gets 1. Can he get 2? Asa goes down, and then he's going to get picked off by Weber. And they are styling. And this is almost a mentality check, if anything, coming out from DKG, just saying, this is what we can do to you in game 1. Just imagine how it's going to be in game 2, getting in the minds of Team Secret.
Can I be real honest with you? This is what we call in Wild Rift throwing at Rift Scuttler. This game was just like, Team Secret did not need to fight Rift Scuttle, okay? You have a Nunu. Nunu is not a 1v1 champion. He's not supposed to brawl. He's just supposed to, like, happily farm away and become a bit of a tanky beast in the mid game, right? This is a game that Team Secret could have very happily said, you have bottom Scuttle, we'll take top Scuttle. Gentleman's agreement. And they kind of didn't. And I think that gave Hueba a platform to just run away with the game. Of course, like the Rift Herald fight was another big one where you threw a Rift Herald there. That was just, again, a poorly coordinated engage from Team Secret. But I feel like they've made incorrect decisions from about 3 minutes into the game right here.
Yeah, so obviously we had a lot of discussions yesterday. You know, I'll get back to that in a moment. YK may well go down here for the first time. Can they get him picked off? Yes, they do. YK goes down, but in comes the rest of the team. And look at that massive damage spike. I think that was a single combo from Yo there that just took all of them down. Impactful. And while they do get a single kill, it is going to be another T2 turret going down. And we're on to the final inhibitor turret here. And that's all that's left here for Team Secret. A glimmer of hope. Not really. 18,000 gold down. I don't think there's any coming back from this.
No. I would like to say so, but when you're 2 inhibitors down and you can't even get into your own jungle right now, you are being starved of resources left, right, and center. It's a bit of a rough spot, and you can see Yo just like taunting Team Secret right here. It's going to be the 3rd dragon of the game, uncontested over to DKG. The Baron is up if they really want it to. It's a slaughtering by DKG. 15k gold on our boy Hueba.
Yeah, he's been involved in almost everything. 505. Hammers getting focused. YK in there. Mega Inferno Bomb follows, and in goes Weber. Looking in for Hammers. Trevor taken low. He's going to be the next focus. He gets dived on the Nexus. Doesn't matter where you go. Is he going to catch him with the fountain? No. Asa tries to get away. That's Asa, by the way, the hero, effectively, of many games. Just unable to do anything here on the Nexus.
They're trying to go in now. Bit of an overextension.
I think they stuck around a little too long, but I don't think they're going to be able to dive much deeper than that. And Trevor realizes it. They got a 1 kill out of it, but they did not lose the turret. Oh no! Yo, you're not allowed to do that. He's just like, guys, there's more minions. I'm going in again.
Oh no, yo, that was disgusting. Got the Baron up if they really wanted. DKG feel like they're toying with their food a little bit when we're looking at a 20k gold lead. I'd love to get some stats of whether this is the single biggest active gold lead that we've had in a game in the Horizon Cup, because this feels like a lot.
Absolutely. We were looking at, shifting and patterns and sort of setups, but honestly, as you mentioned, obviously outside of the Scuttle Crab, which is the first time in fairness I think we've seen a fight for a Scuttle Crab so far. It normally is a sort of a posturing around the Rift Herald to start with, or the Dragon, depending on where they go, but there really wasn't much posturing involved. It was simply Team Secret walking in too late, DKG picking it up, and I'm never going to question what Weber's going to do, because, even on a Kha'Zix in what really is a comp that he shouldn't be getting kills on Azza, on Trevor, maybe even on Tatsuri, I would argue, and Hammers. I would say Chewie is probably the easiest target for them, but it's just not there. They're chasing Yo down on the bot lane here. Meanwhile, they're taking Baron. Now they're like, oh, guys, he's just got the Baron buff. We're in trouble.
I think Team Secret are very well aware that they're probably not winning right now, so they're trying to get Yo down and give him his first death.
Can they get him? Can they stop him? It looks like they should be able to. He turns it back around and he gets away. And in comes the rest of the team. Oh no, they threw the kitchen sink at him and he just laughed like a plumber.
Look at Weber in the base. Minions chiming in. Dominant game from DKG.
Easy as that. Game 1 goes the way of DKG. And they sit there, well, pretty casual, just have a